Hello everyone. Today we'll be discussing a new topic. In the last class, we have discussed about what are integers, what are positive integers, what are negative integers, how to represent them on a number line. All these things we have discussed. So today we'll be discussing some operations on integers. So the first operation that we'll be discussing today on integers is the addition. So today's topic is addition of integers. Later on we'll be saying how this addition can be done on a number line. So we'll come to that later. Now first of all, let us see how to do this addition operation on integers. Now as we know, there are two kinds of integers. That is, one is positive and one is negative. So we'll be discussing the various cases or the conditions and how to add these integers. All this we'll be discussing in this slide. So look carefully. So first is, when we add two positive integers, the answer is a positive integer. This is very obvious. We all know this. So let us see one example. Say plus 3 plus 4. Now one more thing I want to say is that it is not mandatory to write plus for positive integers, but I have just given it because here just to make you understand how this sign affects the resultant answer. So for that purpose I have just used this plus sign, but it's not mandatory to give this plus. You can just simply write 3 and we will understand that 3 is plus 3 or plus 4 means 4. It's the same thing. So when we add two positive integers, 3 and 4 are both positive integers, and addition, this operation is done on them, then the resultant answer is 7 here. So that is also a positive integer. So I hope this is clear to you. Now next condition is when there are two negative integers. That means both the integers are negative. Then what will happen in that case? In that case, the resultant answer will be negative. So an example you can see, minus 1 and minus 5. Now one more thing I want to put into consideration here. You can see here that this plus sign is there. So this directly indicates that addition is done. But since the next number is a negative integer or a negative number, so whenever there is a positive sign and a negative sign, then ultimately it turns to a negative sign. Clear? So it will become minus 1 minus 5. Clear? So then obviously the answer will be in minus, that is minus 6. So you can see that whenever we add two negative integers, then the resultant answer will be a negative integer. Now moving on to the next case. Say one of the integer is a positive and the other is a negative. Then what would happen? Then the operation turns to subtraction. Now we'll see that. I know it's a little bit confusing how the addition, the topic is addition of integers and how that subtraction comes here. So we'll see that. And one more thing is also written in bracket, that ignoring the signs of the number. Yes, we'll see to that with the help of an example. So you can see here I've taken here minus 2 and plus 3. So minus 2 is a negative integer and plus 3 is a positive integer. So if we add them, what happens is that minus 2 will be as it is, and since plus is here and plus is here, so plus plus, it becomes plus only. So it will be plus 3. So the resultant answer will be plus 3 minus 2. So here, although it is addition shown here, but the actual thing what we are doing here is subtraction. That is plus 3 and minus 2, or we can say 3 minus 2. We are doing this thing. So 3 minus 2 is 1. Clear? And whatever the result will come out, the sign of that result will be the sign of the bigger integer. Now which is bigger, which is smaller? Obviously in this case plus 3 is greater or bigger, you can say, and minus 2 is smaller. But we will not take the take into consideration the sign of the numbers. That means here whenever we say bigger or smaller, we will not consider a plus 3 is bigger or minus 2 is smaller. No, we will not take into consideration that. We'll just see the number, only the number, not the sign. That is 3 is bigger than 2, obviously. So whatever is the sign of the, you can say whatever is the sign of the bigger number, that sign we will take in the resultant answer. Clear? Now it will be more clear if we see another example. Say plus 5 and minus 9. If we have to add these two numbers, then you can see that which is bigger here, 9 or 5? Obviously 9. So whatever the result will be, it will take the sign of 9. So what is the sign of 9? Minus. So we already got an idea what would be the result. Whatever the result will be, it will be in minus. Now moving on, plus 5 will be as it is. Now plus and minus, it becomes, you see here carefully in the cursor, plus and minus, it becomes minus. Minus plus minus, plus minus minus. Only when it is minus minus, then it becomes plus, and if it is plus plus, then it is plus. So here is the case is plus minus, so it will be minus. So 5 minus, it becomes minus overall, and 9 is as it is. So here what we'll do is that although the operation is addition, but eventually it becomes a subtraction kind of thing. So here if we have to subtract, then obviously we will subtract 9 minus 5, that is 4, but the sign will be minus, as I told you earlier before starting of this thing, of this problem. So it will take a minus symbol. Why? Because the sign of the greater number or the bigger number is minus, that is minus 9. So it will take minus. Clear? Now moving on to the next part, that is addition of integers on a number line. Now how to add those integers on number line? I think you have already got this type of problems in the earlier chapters. Say for example whole numbers, similar kind of thing you have already got. Now here how to do it in case of integers. Say for example you have to add 3 and 5. Now here both are positive integers. So first you draw the number line. Now whenever, one important thing you have to remember is that whenever you start addition of any numbers, you have to always start from 0. The initial point should be 0, not from any other numbers in between. It should always start from 0. So first number is 3, so it will go from 0 to 3. Clear? Now plus, since addition it is said, so it will be plus 5, that means 3 plus 5. So 3 already we got. Now plus 5, that means whenever there is a plus or addition, or whenever the next number is a positive integer, that means it is plus, so it will directly go towards the right. So whenever it is towards the right, you all know where to go. So first 3 steps it has jumped, then again next 5 steps, so it will reach where? 8. So the resultant answer will be 8. Now say for example minus 3 and minus 5. Now what to do here? Since it is minus, obviously it will start from 0, but it will move towards the left. Whenever there is a minus sign, you have to always go towards the left. Okay, in case of addition. Now, so it will go towards the left, where? Till minus 3. Now plus minus 5. That means minus 3 plus minus 5. But plus minus it becomes what? It becomes minus. So since it is minus, again it will go towards the left. So from minus 3 it will go again 5 steps towards left. So it will reach minus 8. Clear? Now next 5 and minus 3. Now here you might get a bit confused, but nothing to worry about. It's very simple. First of all, you have to go 5. You have to reach 5. From 0 it will go directly to 5. Now next number is plus minus 3. So plus minus it will be minus. So minus 3, since it is minus 3, leave that plus minus thing. Just remember that next number is minus. So whenever it is minus, you have to go where? Yes, you're right. You have to go towards the left. First we moved from 0 to right, on the right hand side. That is plus 5. Then again it is minus 3. So you have to go towards the left, where how many steps? 3 steps. So it will reach 2. Clear? And we know 5 minus 3 is 2. Now next is a similar kind, but here first minus sign is there. So the first number has a minus sign. So obviously it will go from 0 towards left. Since minus sign is there, so it will go towards left, where it will minus 5. Now next number is plus. So it will go towards the right from that number. So after reaching minus 5, it will go again towards the right. That is plus 3 steps right. So it will reach minus 2. Clear? So only thing is that you have to see what is the sign of that number, and depending on that you have to move either left or towards the right. Clear? So this is the main trick that you have to follow. The rest of the things are very easy. Now what if both the numbers are similar numbers, that is you have to add 3 and minus 3. So this is a little bit interesting. You can see on the number line, first number is 3. So we know it is plus 3. So we have to go towards the right. So from 0 it will go to right on 3. Then next number is minus 3. Again it will come back to where? It will come back to 0. Now in such a case where the starting point and the ending point is the same point, or you can say whenever, as we know, the starting point is always 0, and again if it comes back to 0, then such two numbers are said to be additive inverse. Or that type of situation, when it occurs, then those two numbers are additive inverse of each other. So let us see the definition of additive inverse. Additive inverse of a number is that number which, when added to that number, gives the resultant answer as 0. Say for example, 3 is the additive inverse of minus 3, and minus 3 is the additive inverse of plus 3. Why? Because if we add 3 plus minus 3 or minus 3 plus 3, what we'll get? We will get 0. So since the resultant answer is 0, so both the numbers are additive inverse of each other. Clear? So in today's class, this much only. So you can go back to your textbook. You can try out with different kinds of numbers and see for yourself, and also plot it on the number line, and you can see how they function or how they work on the number line. And it is quite interesting where to move on the left or on the right, and you can even find some additive inverse as well. So I hope today you have understood today's class. So that's it then for today. Thank you and have a nice day.